Oh, well, I mean, I don't care. I really don't care.
Can we...
Issue a loan to the USSR.
Just keep throwing money at them.
How much money is that gonna be, though?
I think it's
free.
Like, yeah, 3, yeah. Just keep throwing money at them.
I mean, that's gonna increase their approval, and it's also going to strengthen them. We can support the conservatives.
Do it. Just do everything except buy, probably.
That was a good idea. Nuclear weapons.
Of course.
Man, it's so sad we couldn't get nukes. Oh, what is this? Grossenhan. Today, the administration received a letter from Till Lindemann and Richard Kruspe with a request for support. Who the fuck are these people? They are going to create their own rock band. What the fuck? Wait, is this fucking Rammstein?
Maybe, yeah.
Till Lindemann, I think that's Rammstein. They are going to create their own rock band, but significantly different from those existing in the country, and we wouldn't be behind global fashion. Perhaps they will have a good future, but according to available data, Lindemann was once interrogated by the Stasi due to an incident during a trip to Rome. Moreover, the texts that they sent are somewhat radical, and the general theme is not very suitable for a peace and calm country. Let's first see who the fuck these people are. I think that's Rammstein. That's definitely...
I think so too. At least I believe it's a somewhat famous band, maybe.
Yeah, it's Rammstein. It's Rammstein. I mean...
Yeah, there's...
Unity of the... That's gonna piss off some people here, and it's gonna increase nostalgia.
Actually...
It increased nostalgia by 10, and it actually didn't decrease.
It didn't decrease nostalgia. Oh no, it did.
It did by 10, but I don't give a shit. Because at this point it's going down by a lot. It was not that expensive, actually. That's pretty good.
We need to make sure that the...
It increased this, though, which is the best thing. The money that we allocated for the creation of the group was not wasted. Kruspe and Lindemann found 4 more musicians and purchased the necessary equipment. The collective decided to take the name in honor of the airfield of the GSVG in the Saxon town of Grossenhain. A few months later, the first album was released, and the incendiary pyrotechnic performances in the general brutal style, so unusual from the GDR, and the audience interruptions. The new group is incredibly fast becoming popular all over the country, and part of the sales revenue will allow us to replenish our budget somewhat. However, together with the group, interest in Western music is also growing rapidly. Well, at least they're not listening to priests. And rest in the party.
They're not listening to priests.
As long as it's not fucking priests! Okay? Unity of the party.
It's going to... Wait, can't we do something in Switzerland?
Switzerland?
For unity of the party?
Huh.
I knew it was a good idea to keep that in the back pocket.
That was amazing. That was a lot of unity. Okay.
Actually passed the...
Oh no. Yeltsin, what are you up to?
Halfway to the end.
Arm the turn! Today from the news we learned about the completion of negotiations between US and the USSR. Oh no, wait, on the reduction of armed forces in... Oh no!
Oh, here we go.
Oh no! Simply put, Gorbachev is going to withdraw troops, although not immediately, but they will leave. Worse, the USSR does this unilaterally. It is worth recalling that it was at their expense. The stability of the regime in our country was partially supported, and the withdrawal of the troops would leave us alone with the opposition. Exactly. Although, on the other hand, without the USSR, we will be able to start our own political course without fear of a repeat of the Prague Spring. And on the other hand, Yazov and many of the generals of the Soviet army are disappointed by this decision, and we can use this to delay the Soviet troops. Only their presence is already preventing the opposition from openly opposing us. However, if we have enough influence in the socialist camp, we could offer our other faithful to the ideas of socialism countries to create
our own military
block.
This is...
There is no sense in resisting the inevitable.
Just option 3 is the best at the moment.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is.
We're literally integrated with the West enough, I feel like.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll have to give the USSR another loan.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give. We need to wait. We need to wait for a while. I like how you can only bribe for nukes if the USSR does not exist. This is only for you know, Russia, fucking post-Soviet Russia, a giant arms market. The Mongolians. I mean, they're. I mean. Let's support the fraternal people in the struggle for freedom.
Situation to our hands, intelligence service.
Just go ahead.
Do it. I mean, we have the money. Why the fuck not?
Because that's gonna decrease socialist camps a bit.
No.
Is it? No, because that's gonna. It won't.
It shouldn't. It increased it by 1, I think.
Look at this wall of text and look at those Mongolian names. I'm not gonna read this. I refuse. I refuse. This is too much even for me. This is worse than the Burma event in Crisis in the Kremlin.
Oh no. Oh, even. Oh no.
Why? Why?
All the 1991 is where everything falls apart.
Why him? Recently, it was announced that the law of the first free presidential elections in the RSFSR was being prepared. The most interesting, Boris Yeltsin, which offers a fairly radical program, is one of the leaders in the pre-election race. He is ready to severely separate the RSFSR budget from the Soviet one and proclaim the course towards sovereignty, breaking ties with the rest of the republics. Look at that number. Look at that number. Multiply that by million, and that's the amount of people we're sending in to Moscow to fucking stop Yeltsin. This will be an end to the USSR! This must be prevented! Or must not! On the other hand, we will lose any support! And even the mainstay of socialism will collapse! On the other, this is our chance to start a completely independent policy to get care out of the care of our big brother!
Send everything.
Support the conservatives! Fucking support the conservatives! This is death! This is the end of socialism! This cannot be allowed! With these words, Mielke began his speech. The early Congress of the party recognized the need for our intervention and countermeasures. First of all, we contacted the conservative core of the KPSU and agreed on cooperation. Afterwards, special forces were sent to the Soviet friends. As a result, they managed to provoke rallies at Yeltsin's polling stations. At one of his speeches, an angry mob broke into the podium. During the scuffle, Yeltsin was seriously, yes, and is now in the hospital. In connection with the elimination of the main opposition rival, it was decided to postpone the holding of the election. The union will last for some time. We saved the USSR!
Some time. It's still a life support, though.
Yes, this is pretty good.
Wait, did you say you can support conservatives, or...?
We already did. Where is it?
Like what? While you were just hovering over the stuff, I thought I saw all green checks.
Oh, really now?
One red one.
Look, the strength of the Soyuz faction is 72. It's pretty good. Oh no, we have a
Was it credits then?
What do you mean we have a constitutional majority?
We don't.
But we did that earlier.
It says no. Constitutional majority, no.
We don't have a constitutional majority.
Oh god.
Can we ban... Can we ban the NPDP? Or no, can we ban the CDU?
How about banning the liberals?
How about banning the SPD? If we ban the SPD, that's gonna push us over, maybe.
Wait, it says we can do an alliance with someone.
Oh!
Can we do an alliance with the NDPD?
No. We cannot do an alliance with anyone. I'm clicking the thing and it's not happening.
That's weird.
Oh, look. We can ban the LDPD and the NDPDP. I'm not sure that this is a good idea.
Neither am I, but at the same time I feel like if we don't increase Moscow's approval... Oh. Moscow's approval went even further down, fuck.
That was a terrible decision.
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
What if we just allow it again?
Allow it, please.
But is that gonna increase nostalgia again? Of course it did. Because of course it fucking... But at least the support of the people went up a little bit. See, this is...
If we don't decrease those really fucking quickly, we might lose because the end of the game is quickly approaching.
It's gonna decrease, don't worry. And this is gonna increase.
We need to build more TV stations.
We have 16 money. We probably need to build at least one TV station.
One? How about two?
No! There's gonna be more nasty events, okay? We need the money. We need to keep at least over 10. At least over 10. Look at how quickly this goes down. This is so good. Look at all these TV stations.
One more, just for good measure.
No. I need to keep myself over 10. But this, see, like, we clicked the button, right? And this increased everything. I love how the approval from the USSR is 0, even though we saved their asses. Come on, only 4 months left.
Oh god. Can we do anything with the USSR, by the way?
Nope. See, like, we definitely supported the conservatives at least once. Definitely did. I remember clicking that button.
Okay,
Oh, we have a ton of money.
Now?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we should get support of the people on up to 50 at least before they end the game.
I'm gonna build actually an alcohol factory. 1.
But does it increase the support of the people as quickly as the TV station?
What? Do your numbers, my friend.
It increased the support of the people at the same time, I think.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the same, except that one increased nostalgia while the other one only takes part of our income.
Yeah. I don't want to lose too much income. That's the thing.
Oh, come on, we're as rich as the fucking USA at this point. Somehow.
If we're not in the Comic-Con, we can go to the active training with America. But we are in the Comic-Con. In the best Comic-Con. The liberal Comic-Con.
Wait, isn't Romania still authoritarian?
Yeah, and they are in the Comic-Con.
Of course they are.
Of course, my friend. By the way, I did the coordination with Romania to make them more stable. I'm not sure if that's gonna do it, but you know. Oh, the nostalgia is gonna be under 50.
The block is falling, is it?
No.
Oh no,
it's 0. See, it's probably gonna fall anyway because of all the liberal, you know, all the liberal shit.
Are we in the Warsaw Pact is the question.
Of course we are.
I just wanted to check because one of the fucking checks.
Oh, of course we are, my friend. Man, support of the people goes up by 2. I think we won. I think we are saved. One more TV center and then anti-nostalgia. Anti-nostalgia, please. Nuclear test site! Oh, That's why we are gaining so many agents, is because we built like 7 million army bases.
Ah, yeah, of course.
Amazing. I love how this is just literally better than the other one.
This is the final home stretch.
I feel like we are pretty fine.
Are you sure you don't want to save on the final month or something?
Fuck you. I am a real man. I am a real man. We just passed my birthday.
Of course you are, Comrade okay. Of course you are, Comrade Secretary.
Look at this. Look at this Warsaw Pact. Look at this Warsaw Pact.
Meanwhile,
look at the CMEA. Look at the CMEA. I'm not sure how the fuck we managed this, but
I love how we're still reformer and not blue. Somehow we managed to stay away from that.
We are a police state. Hello. We are a police state. I'm not sure if you realize, but yeah.
Of course, but isn't fucking, I don't know, fucking dictatorship in the fucking Central America is blue colored as well.
But we are pro-Soviet.
Oh, the Soviets are. Oh well, at least they didn't turn blue. Well,
we are literally dengism.
Here we go. Final.
It's Christmas. Let's see what happens. Oh, actually, I can do one last cheese.
Yeah.
Because upgrading cities decreases a bunch of bad stats.
Wait, let's just see how much it does affect the stats before we just mass them.
38 and 69, 37. Oh, it doesn't do that much anymore.
I think it's slightly the living standard though.
Oh yeah, it does.
We can put it to 90. Come on. I don't think we can. It's already too much for the budget. Yeah. Well.
New beginnings! Come, Boris Yeltsin, comrade! The year 1999.
We lost the one because it's still possible to lose at the ending screen, like after this one.
Oh Jesus! Let's see. The year 1991 has ended, which means that the world has changed beyond your recognition. Of course, further there will be unforgettable and difficult times of bitter achievements and great victories, but we laid the foundations of a bright future right now. However, you are our similar to the sun leader and decide how you proceed. You can decide to play further from 1992 to infinity at any time, having the opportunity to finish the game in order to reshape the world as you see fit. However, then you will not be able to get any achievement, starting with a new date. Otherwise, you can put an end to all this and just selecting the right button, finish the game.
Into all of this.
Just pull the trigger. So we just put this, right?
Okay, we won.
We fucking won.
This is basically our ending sliders telling us and what happened afterwards, like in the fucking Walking Dead and so on.
Yeah, I remember. Even when we lost, it gave us this. During the fall of the socialist regimes around the world, Mielke, fearing for his own power, began feverishly looking for compromises with representatives of the opposition and political opponents, while simultaneously trying to police the power structures. Unfortunately, in order to preserve power, he also had to bow to the Western powers. As a result, by 1995, the country had changed beyond recognition. Being driven into a corner, Mielke rejected the ideals of Marxism-Leninism. In a fit of feverish struggle for the preservation of power, he conducted an ultra-rapid liberalization of the diplomatic, political, and social spheres. As a result, globalization, dependence on foreign powers, and the emergence of a corrupt bureaucratic systems. Managed democracy has been established in the country. All the parties represented in the parliament are in fact only puppets. And the power is now quite strong and Mielke can converse further. But the question arises, is it necessary at all? Obeying the wind of change, we made the transition to a free market economy. State enterprises were privatized, and control over prices and foreign trade was a thing of the past. This allowed enterprising and skillful leaders to rise, and now they are moving our economy, and the people received long-awaited jeans and cola and the opportunity to organize their business. However, at the same time, people looking for ways to earn money are not shied in methods, which contributes to the flowering of shadow schemes and corruption. Many workers have become unemployed, and many beginning businessmen are very quickly bankrupted. Now you will have to face the problems of capitalism, growing inequality, corruption, and unemployment. But the problems of the planned economy will now definitely not disturb us.
One problem for another then.
Our leader, Mielke, and his able leadership created a developed economy and social sphere and were able to provide all people with a comfortable and stable life. Our country is proud of quality of life, same with Europe. And many people from less successful countries, most of whom dream of leaving for us. We're getting a bunch of polls, just like in real life. Our people are happy to have such a worthy life, and the ruler who provided it.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Oh, here we go! This is the big one.
There's going to be a president election in the next screen of who won.
Oh, God.
Yes. Yeah, there are multiple presidents for the USSR, let's go. Amazing.
Despite the reforms that have taken place in the USSR and the countries of the socialist camp, the Soviet Union has remained one of the undisputed hegemons in the world! And renewed communism is still a decisive international force, stabilizing the external situation and remaining as a powerful force with the active support of the newly formed Security Council consisting of pragmatist reformists. The Soviet government was able to stop internal strife and direct the people's views from the ideas of disengagement to the ideas of deep economic reforms. Taking a view from China and having established relations with them, President Gorbachev ruled the country for 2 presidential terms, himself having introduced a board limit. After the second term, he resigned his post and promised not to run for more, remaining the General Secretary of the CPSU Central Committee. However, Gorbachev's reforms, although they gave more freedom to the country and helped to rise for certain enterprising organizers, but on the whole, the social situation continues to deteriorate year after year. Presidential elections. No! Oh. You gotta be shitting me! What? Memes! Memes! Fucking Nazbol! In the new presidential election, Vladimir Zhirinovsky, the first non-member of the CPSU since Perestroika came to power. His promises were populist. The honest privatization of unprofitable state-owned enterprises after the restructuring of the economy and the increase in social expenses. Due to this and the widespread fight against corruption and bureaucracy, and the return of the former greatness of the Soviet Union on the international arena. However, having come to power, Zhirinovsky did not make huge reassignments in the governing apparatus, and the CPSU representatives still remain in the majority. Okay. Okay. What is going on?
Attack the supporters of the
disengagement and external enemies. This already gave rise to a large-scale campaign against local nationalism and an avalanche of Russophile propaganda, which aroused negative criticism from Gorbachev in the beginning of an official split in the Soviet leadership. Okay, so...
more, it's not ending yet.
Of course. Despite certain progress in the development of methods of surveillance of the population, our further move towards liberalization forced us to abandon the project. The ideological liberals and reformers whose values became one of the most important for us did not want to endure such a violation of human rights, no matter what their goals were. We will have to use other methods of protecting our state from internal and external... I see a nice word.
We have the Stasi, we'll find something out.
I see the good memes. Despite the development of computerization and the introduction into our economy, further economic reforms towards the free market have put an end to the construction of orgas. Sad face. Separate private companies competing for profit did not need a single centralized system that takes into account our production capabilities, resources, and the dynamics of needs. Work on orgas was curtailed, and it remained a bold dream from the past. Okay, we don't care about genetics. There is no oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Poland, capitalism, friend. Czechoslovakia, capitalism, friend. Hungary, capitalism, friend. Romania, authoritarianism, friend. Bulgaria, reformism, friend. Mongolia, social, alright, tankies. Tankies, economic partner. DPRK, tankies, commercial partner. Vietnam, reformism, economic partner. Libya with a big B.
China authoritarianism.
Amazing. Pakistan, capitalism preserves neutrality. Israel, capitalism partner in NATO. Is there any big memes over here?
Sri Lanka reformist preserve neutrality.
Of course. Albania with a big B. Fantastic.
There's another page to it as well.
Breakup of Yugoslavia. Oh, during the Civil War, Yugoslavia still had to part with its republics and provide assistance to Serbian fighters for sovereignty, and then to experience the terrible bombing of NATO. Oh, so historical, basically. Yeah, historical. 100% historical.
Federal Republic of Germany.
After an unsuccessful attempt to unify Germany, Helmut Kohl lost in FRG for the Chancellor's post in 1994. A coalition of Social Democrats and Green, headed by Gerhard Schröder, oh, big meme man Schröder, came to power with promises of economic modernization, support of the entrepreneurship, preservation of the social protection system, and provision of more sovereign foreign policy. The consequence of this was the establishment of more friendly relations with the USSR and a new stage of detente in the relations with the GDR. But you didn't fucking unite, bitches! Greece continues to be a member of NATO. Civil war in Afghanistan. The Soviet Union continued to exist, providing humanitarian and military support to Afghanistan, which helped alleviate the situation. Some countries, fearing the expansion of Islamic terrorists, began to exert pressure on the Pakistan, making it more difficult for the Mujahideen. And with China, the USSR managed to agree and develop a unified position on stopping the support of the Mujahideen. And although the disagreements in the PDPA and DRA army will not settle in the end, and Najibullah's policy had its flaws, the Mujahideen succeeded in suppressing the offensive, or they succeeded in suppressing the offensive of the Mujahideen, and the DRA controls enough territories to exist further. Okay, so basically, you know, yeah, business as usual. The two Yemens, Albania, formed a regime of people's democracy, with the opposition still existing, so is trouble. Okay, so they're social reformists. Partial stabilization.
Those are third world countries, I believe they get this slightly. They get a similar text as you see. Or similar templates as the Soviet Union continues to be the
informal leader of a more reformed social. That's exactly what I fucking told you was gonna happen. You did not believe me, you tanky shit.
It's just that I didn't want to cooperate with the West instead of, you know.
Special result, nothing special. I wonder what could be here. During the fall of the socialist regimes around the world, Mielke, fearing for his own power. Oh, that's the same thing. Oh, okay.
So, this is the end.
That's amazing. This game is fucking good. Well, what do you think?
I feel like I've just gone through a Mordor and back.
But so you kind of like the ending. It could be worse, you know.
I did say I kind of like the ending. Not sure entirely like the elections of the USSR, but that's.
Zhirinovsky. But bruh, you don't like literal like Nazbol?
Didn't seem like you did anything to stop things getting worse.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like we delayed the inevitable. I feel like in this timeline, in the 2000s.
Like the USSR collapsed though, so that they're not happy with.
No, see, like, yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
It's not possible for it to go up in an upwards curve, still.
Oh yeah, I'm guessing if you do some interesting things, interesting things. But that was, see, like the memes were accomplished, and that's all that was. You know, set out for.
I'm just glad that Milky managed to stay as the eternal leader of
the similar to the sun leader.
that's to be honest, literally all I want. Humans staying at the top. That's it.
Nothing
else matters.
That was our entire operation here, man. This was good. All right, well, next up is either you know. Ostalgie DLC.
Or Mao.
Yeah, Ostalgie DLC, fucking Crisis in the Kremlin DLC or Mao. I'm not sure. Should I do democracy and like put up a poll for that? I don't think I should. Like for like to put the free.
Everyone's going to either vote North Korea or Mao. Basically, I already know the outcome.
I mean, on my channel, probably Mao. Although to be fair, you know, Mao is not bad. But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah.
There's no point to making the poll. We already know the answer.
We already know the answer. Yeah. See, like. I sometimes ignore polls anyway, so
it's better, yeah, so it's better not to restrict us right away.
Yes, of course. Why need democracy when you already know what the will of the people is? Of course. Anyway, I think that's the end. So yeah, thank you all for watching this glorious devolution, and I'll see you soon.